Hello, and welcome to my presentation of leadership according to Steve Jobs. My name is L'Oreal Hartwell, and I'm going to share with you some of the qualities that made Steve Jobs, the late co-founder of Apple, an extraordinary leader. His leadership style was not like any others, but it fit him and his vision just fine. From the beginning, there was definitely something different about Jobs. His company, which he co-founded with Steve Wozniak, set out to create a movement. Jobs encouraged his team to think differently. He did not want to create Me Too products, as he called them, but he wanted to set the standard that others had to follow. Jobs was able to master the art of timing. He did not let the industry dictate the type of products he created, but he made his innovations create the industry for consumers. The company not only continues to expand its reach in existing markets, it also keeps creating new ones. The family of Apple products is so vast, created on the cutting edge of innovation. Jobs had a vision to create products that went beyond utility but were personal. Jobs has been able to streamline hardware and software so they work seamlessly together in one giant family. Steve Jobs and Apple created a community of users that are devout followers. Every user is different and uses their devices in different ways. Jobs inspired creativity and wanted every user to make their product their own. An effective leader welcomes their followers to think outside the box and be themselves. Things have not always been this way, however. In 1985, Jobs was ousted from the company he co-founded. He began again and created another company, Next Computers. Jobs was confident in his abilities and knew who he was. Apple later brought Jobs back as CEO, where he spent the last 14 years of his life at the helm. Apple mastered Green's Law 3, conceal your intentions. Apple is notorious for its secrecy and mysterious persona. Every Apple product is kept under wraps until they're ready to debut it. This is a powerful marketing tool because it creates suspense that make people want to see what all the hype is all about. Jobs always thought outside the box, and many of the risks he took paid off. In 1986, Jobs bought the computer division of film director George Lucas's for $10 million. He named the computer animation studio Pixar and signed a distribution deal with Walt Disney. In 2006, Disney bought Pixar for $8.6 billion. According to John Maxwell, vision is an indispensable quality of leadership. Jobs was able to effectively convey his vision and rally people around it to bring it to pass. Jobs was a leader because he was able to see the future, pursue it, and help others see it. Jobs was a master organizer. He wanted to maximize the potential of every team player. Jobs kept his team small. The original Macintosh team was 100 people. No more, no less. If a 101st person was hired, then someone was fired to make room. He wanted to foster an intimate atmosphere to inspire creativity. Jobs did not believe in using focus groups to tweak his products. He said, people don't know what they want until you show it to them. So he was a one-person focus group and took prototypes home and tested them for months. His success proved that he knew what people wanted. Steve Jobs was a man driven to simplify. His designs were simple to make them more user-friendly. He ordered the iPod designers to get rid of all buttons, including the on-off button. They complained, but later came up with the iconic scroll wheel. Effective leaders see what can be. Steve Jobs was more than just another successful CEO. His death was felt by people he had never met. He developed people and mentored them from afar. In my opinion, Jobs was well on his way to level 5 of the levels of leadership. He definitely ensured that Apple would continue to grow after he was gone. As I previously stated, Jobs charted his own path. His leadership style was an extension of who he was. Many people patterned their companies after Apple, including Microsoft CEO Bill Gates. Gates said that Jobs was one of his biggest inspirations. Jobs never stopped learning and growing. He taught those around him to always strive to do better. This principle is one of the reasons Apple continues to be an industry leader. His famous closing to his 2005 Stanford commencement speech told the graduating class to stay hungry, stay foolish. In other words, never settle for what you did yesterday